Welcome to the home of Average Gun Guy. Today we'd like to show you our brand new product called the Better Building Block. As we like to say, a better way to build. This was invented in-house. The main reason that I created it was we had some issues when using the standard clamshell style shells, other types of blocks. We couldn't get our receivers to fit in the vices the way we needed to for engraving and some other things. So we came up with this. When you open your box, you'll have a few pieces. Your magwell block, your round bar, what we call the square bar. You'll notice there's a little ridge here, and we'll get to that later on what that's for. There are 2 screws included. We did keep everything standard. These are standard 1/4 by 20 thread print screws. So if you lose them, you can pick up new ones at Home Depot, Ace Hardware, whatever. And 1 extended Allen wrench. Again, the idea here is that it captures receivers completely internally, allowing you to do all the work you need without having to remove the block, without it getting in your way. They are made from 6061 billet aluminum, so they will stand up to the abuse, the torque that you put on them, but they're no harder than your receivers, so you don't have to worry about damaging them. So let's get to it. The first thing we'll do is we'll capture the lower receiver. You'll notice there is a notch out for your mag catch. Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit backwards so you guys that's the way I fit them in the vise. So you put your lower, you just drop it in, little ridges here, they'll sit right on your vise. Tighten up your vise. Well, I should tighten the vise itself up, make sure it doesn't move. Use a little portable here for the video. Your lower receiver slides right over the jig. You'll notice the top of it will be a little bit below the lower receiver. You then take the Better Building Block square block. You want this ridge on the back along the top. Drop the 2 screws through so you can see where they're coming out. Line them up with the holes in the mag block, and then just tighten it down. This is another thing that I added myself for 2 reasons. One, most of the mag blocks that you see on the market, they will hold the lower receiver, but they're not super sturdy. So what this does is clamping action from both sides. Once I tighten this last screw down, this lower is going nowhere. It is secured in there. It will not move. There's no way that's moving. It's staying right where you put it. The other reason I did this, and again this is one of the reasons I originally invented this, as you can see we have it horizontally in a vise. We can do everything we need. There's cutouts for your bolt catch release. You can get your mag release. You can get to all the pieces you need to assemble. It does have a built-in hammer block. When you're testing your trigger, it'll hit the block and knock your frame. Excuse me, knock your frame. So that's a little bit of safety there for you. Another feature that most of them don't have built in. The nice thing about this though is you can take it out of this vise, and now you can clamp it horizontally. So if you want to do some engraving, some fine paint work, pretty much whatever you want, this thing will go whatever direction you need it to go and will hold. All the edges that you see that will touch, like this, the bottom here, they are all CNC machined, so they are square, and you can just drop them on parallels and away you go with whatever you need to do. So whether you're a beginner or you're full-blown manufacturer, this will take care of all the operations that you need. When you're done with it, you just simply back out the screws. They are fairly long, but the reason we did that, we want to make sure, number one, you're getting a good hold. But the other thing is, not every mag is exactly the same. I've seen ones out there have, the interesting mag wells, skulls, shapes like that. So if you need a little more play, the screws are nice and long, so that you don't have a problem there. We'll remove that, and then we're on to the upper. The upper receiver is going to use that same square block and the round bar. Now you will notice on the round bar there are 2 holes off to the side. When you're dealing with your receiver, you want to put the 2 round holes in first, same way you put in a bolt carrier group. Then what you do is you invert this block. This is where the ridge is going to come into play. On this one, it's going to be on the bottom when installing this as opposed to the top. You drop your screws in, and again you just align them. Oh, one thing I should mention, I tend to do the larger side towards the barrel end. So you've got your notched out Your larger side here always goes towards the barrel end. You drop that in, you tighten it down. Before you completely tighten, what you want to do is move it straight up so that your big face is touching your front lug. What this does is sets the spacing for the bar. We have designed it so that you can actually leave this in while installing your barrel and your barrel nut without any interference from the jig itself. Now we get to this ridge. The reason this ridge is here, so somebody added a little later on, I got some messages. Guys were saying, look, all I had was a cheaper vise. It was kind of hard to get the clamping power to hold it. So we added this ridge. Just gives you a little more rigidity and holds a little bit better in the vise. Again, just drop it in. That little lip goes on the top of your vise. You tighten it down. And even with my wonderful $20 vise from Lowe's, as you can see, it's going nowhere. With this setup, you can get everything you need to, forward assist, you can do your ejection port cover. Obviously, you'd have it reversed towards you if you're doing that. You can put on your barrel nut, your barrel. What I like about it, again, we're not doing the clam style, so you can even go all the way to optics, front sights, British sights, whatever whatever you want to put on here, you can do it without removing it from the vise. If you do, there's no taking it all apart to do what you need to do. If you need to get it out, just simply loosen up your vise, pull it out, do what you need to do, jig stays in place, and then you're right back in your jig. So as you can see, with 3 simple pieces, takes you through complete lower, complete upper, pretty much does any operation you can think of. If you'd like some more information on the Better Building Block, feel free to get a hold of us. We are Average Gun Guy. Our website is www.averagegunguy.com, or feel free to send an email to sales@averagegunguy.com. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.